Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the patch notes for Season 1. For those of you who don't know, ranked play is dropping in 1 week's time, so we're going to be going through the things that specifically relate to competitive Call of Duty / ranked play. If you want to know all the other bits, because there's a bunch of details to know in today's patch notes, you can check it out down in the, well, there's a link down in the description below where you can have a read through in your own time. Today, as I say, going to be covering things that are competitive Call of Duty related. So there's some new maps, some map changes, some weapon buffs, some perk buffs. So we're going to be covering those sort of things in this video. The game that we've got in the background is a BPL 8s lobby. Very tight game. I play relatively well individually. I pick it up eventually. So if you're not here for the patch notes, at least stay for some competitive COD gameplay. So today we're actually going to be kicking it off with the new maps. So 3 new maps. I've got notes to my right, by the way, so if you see me glancing over right, it's because I've got my little notes up there. 3 new maps of Hideout, Heirloom, and Extraction. And then in season, we've got Hacienda, which is a remastered map from Black Ops 4. It was in competitive, coming in mid-season, as I say. Now, Hideout is the only one out of the 3, from what I can see, looking at the mini-map, that could be comp viable, as I say, based on the layout, based on the size. Heirloom obviously isn't fit for it, and Extraction just doesn't look like it would play well. Saying that, I've seen the hardpoint locations for, or potential hardpoint locations for Hideout, and yeah, I'm not overly positive, but hopefully the pros at least try it out. But one map that the pros will be trying out to determine whether or not it will be in competitive and therefore in ranked play, because you know we mirror what the pros do, is Hacienda. It was a CDL map in, or wasn't CDL, I guess, a pro map in Black Ops 4. Loved it. It's a fan favorite. It's a pro favorite. So hopefully we see it tested and tried, and hopefully in the competitive scene when it drops mid-season. They're adding a bunch of new weapons into the game on Season 1 as well, 2 of which are coming at the very start of Season 1, and that includes the Krig and the Sorg. Now, I don't usually cover new weapons because they don't often get put into ranked play, but both Krig and the Sorg were competitive weapons used in their game. So I think the Krig was from Cold War, the Sorg was from Black Ops 4, and the pros like them. Pros like them. There were competitive guns in the past, so chances are they're going to be at least tested and potentially join the gun pool or the weapon pool when we jump into ranked play. So hopefully there's going to be another gun you might be able to use when ranked play does drop. So fingers crossed they aren't too overpowered or they're not too underpowered, so that we actually can use them. There's also a bit of an anti-cheat update. So they haven't said a lot, but generally speaking, what they're trying to do here is stop VPNs and account boosting. I'll read out a little bit of what they said that relates to ranked play. So to unlock ranked play in Black Ops 6, players will need to win 50 match-made multiplayer matches. This ensures that players are experienced with multiplayer before they enter the mode and gives Team Ricochet a historical match history to examine before an account enters ranked play. So it seems like they use some sort of AI tool or some sort of automatic way so that when people sign up to ranked play, they look at their previous matches, and if they've gone through with a 10 KD with a 99% accuracy or something like that, they're going to be flagged for potential cheating. And I'm assuming they would have picked up anyway. But personally, I think 50 matches, or at least 50 wins, should at least get people banned before getting into ranked play. So hopefully we see less cheaters in that respect. Team Ricochet also utilizes its replay investigation tool to monitor replays of top players as part of the investigation process. So when they're looking at top players, so when they say top players, I believe they mean like the top 250 players. They're going to be looking at, they're going to be using their replay investigation tool to make sure people aren't cheating out of those lists. So hopefully that is good, and hopefully it works. But that's just a little bit of an anti-cheat update for you as well. Now, moving on to map changes, the 2 map changes that are relevant are as follows. So they've adjusted the A-bomb site to prevent a line of sight from above on Protocol. So if you don't know, Protocol's A-bomb site was down in the middle at the bottom, between like the 2 computers, and there was a way in which you could, from the top of the map, you could look down the vent and see people if they were defusing or planting, and it was just like an unintended line of sight. You can throw a grenade down there, it will land great, but you shouldn't have been able to shoot. So what they're doing is moving it slightly. I can't imagine it'll be moved much. They'll probably move it to the back of the room rather than in the middle, so it's still blocked from the boat, but visible from spiral and elevator shaft as well. So fingers crossed that's all they're doing. They don't need to move it much, just shift it very slightly so it's not an LOS from the top of the map. Something which I think is a little bit of a more important change is on Vault. So bomb sites on Vault, B was down the street, absolutely fine, and then A was sort of in the water, just like in the underground bit between the pool and the Vault itself. and it was really tricky. The team on offense, the team planting the bomb, actually got there typically quicker than the team defending, which meant they could just get the bomb down and then it'd have to be a retake. So it wasn't ideal. Now, the wording they've used here are adjusted A bomb site to reduce line of sight from spawn area. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means because there isn't a line of sight to the bomb from either spawn area to A. But what I'm hoping they mean is that it's not quite as easy for the offense team to get to the bomb as it is the defense team. So I think they're trying to flip it so that the defense team has a little bit more of a chance to get to it before the team planting can actually get the bomb down and plant. So I've mapped up a couple of potentials. I'm not sure where it's at yet until the game actually finally releases. First of all, that a lot of people have been saying is move it to pool so that it's fairly easily to see. You don't have to go into this really small room to try and break it. But that does mean it's still closer for the offense team to get to. It's just easier to defend as well because it'll be visible from nest and top cat. Another potential is to have it on the side of the pool where the blue team or in this case the defense team can see it from a little bit further away. But again, that's probably a little bit too overpowered. And then the second option I have is just in the middle under the main room in the vault as well. So it's in order to get to it from defense, you can run past B-bomb and down the little corridor to see it. And it would mean that in order for the offense team to get there first, they have to run through mid, or at least run through pool, and it's almost like a 50-50 bang out in that middle corridor beneath the ground. Obviously, these are all hypothetical. I want to hear your thoughts. Where do you think it should be moved? So yeah, let me know down in the comments your thoughts on that. But yeah, I think it's good that it's at least being considered and hopefully improved upon what it's currently at. And they also touched on spawns slightly, so they said they've updated the logic across several maps to reduce chances of spawning near enemies, which is great. And I haven't done spawn guides for this exact reason because I knew they would adjust spawns. So spawn guides will be coming. That's the news from that little headline. Spawn guides will be coming. Season 1's dropping. I'm going to review some VODs as soon as I can get my hands on any. The more VODs I have, the better the spawn guides will be. So feel free to join my Discord and send over any VODs when Season 1 does drop. I don't want to see VODs from before Season 1 because they're going to have old spawns. But yeah, spawn guides will be done in the new season. Next thing is a couple of weapon changes. So the XM4 has been buffed. It's a slight change to damage generally. Not going to be noticeable at all, apart from some really unique situations. The time to kill now is reduced with all headshots at the furthest range, but the XM4 isn't in the comp pool yet because it's just too overpowered. It's a bit OP, so it's been GA'd. The Harrz, which is the current AR the pros are all using, and what's being used in 8s currently, has also been buffed. So it's a general increase in damage there as well. And although the headshot multiplier has decreased as a percentage, it still means, because of the damage increase generally, that hitting headshots are now rewarded at both ranges by saving a bullet to kill, and therefore saving in time to kill, which means it can shoot quicker, it can kill quicker, as long as all headshots are hit. So yeah, basically means that accurate headshot players will be rewarded and will love this. I don't think it's quite as strong there, where if you just get a lucky headshot within the fire, you'll reduce the time to kill. I think you do need consecutive headshots in order to actually benefit from this change. We're seeing a similar thing with the GPR 9.1. So the two main contenders for the AR in comp is the Harrz and the GPR 91, and they've both been, dabbled with slightly in that respect. So GPR, same thing. Consistent headshots will now result in a faster TDK with the new damage values. But the difference with the GPR is that it's also had a damage buff. So it's now considerably the more mobile AR. I say that, yeah, it is actually overall, it's even more mobile than the AS Val. So even though it doesn't have as quick a time to kill as the Harrz does, it's a little bit more mobile. So if you're trying to flex, if you're usually a sub and you're trying to flex, the GPR is probably easy to get into because it's got a faster sprint to fire time, it's faster ADS time and all those sort of things, but you don't kill with it as quickly. So you've got to weigh up your decision making there, but it at least makes it a little bit more viable. The Goblin Compact have also had changes a bunch of other guns as well, but I'm not going to touch them because I don't think they're going to be in ranked play. And the next one to cover is a Ninja buff. So interestingly, Ninja has buffed. What they've said is they've reduced the footstep volume and they've also reduced the general footstep volume outside of Ninja. Now, a bit annoying. I would have hoped they would have said in these patch notes that Ninja is completely silent. I know there's a glitch at the moment with spectators being able to hear it. I would hope that was a fix as well. But yeah, I like that they're tuned Ninja down. I like that general footsteps are quiet. It makes sound horror a little less easy to do. But yeah, I think overall, if you've got a ninja perk, if you've allocated a whole perk to ninja, it should be silent footsteps. Maybe the odd slide or maybe the odd mantle make a slight noise like it was in Cold War, but it should be silent. And that pretty much covers everything to do with ranked play, or everything that at least that will impact ranked play. Fixes that I would want to see that they haven't touched on. I've already said ninja silent. I want them to try and fix the glitch where when you're spectating a player in Search and Destroy, you can hear enemies with ninja, even though they you can hear enemies as much as you would have if they didn't have ninja, even though they do have ninja. So that's a bit of a glitch for spectators in S&D. And then finally, when you play CDL hardpoint, there is no timer on the hardpoint. So when you're playing on a hill, say P1's active, you have no idea how long's left of that hill. So it means that you're not quite sure of the timings to rotate unless you literally have a stopwatch count in 60 seconds next to you on your phone or whatever. You have no idea when it's going to flip or when you're going to it's going to go from P1 to P2, for example. So that's something I think I would like to see in a future update, or maybe they've just updated it and haven't put it in the patch notes. Who knows? But yeah, let me know your comments. What do you like about this patch note update? What don't you like? What do you think they could have done more of? And what fixes do you want to see in the future that they haven't addressed in today's update? That's all from me. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now.
I'm literally the only one on that fucking hill.
Right, one shot. These subs are insane. Are they not?
Yeah.
The lead is on. Hostiles have the hard point.
One shot. Nice, good shit.